Good day, everyone. This is Craig Justice from the HoverCam, and today we're going to learn how to use your new Solo 8. So let's get started. First of all, here's the unit. You can see it's quite flexible the way it bends. Also, this the camera head here is fully rotational. When you get the unit, it comes with a USB cable that's going to plug into the back of it. Let's take a closer look at that right here. So you'll see that there are two ports here. One is called install. That's for installing the software. After the software is installed, we recommend putting that little rubber cover there. That will keep you from accidentally putting the USB cable into the install port. Then it won't work. So you'll be plugging into the USB port right here with your USB cable, just like that. And then plug the other end right into your computer. Let's continue with a tour of the unit here. So there's some buttons. AF is autofocus. This is autofocus lock. The next one is image flip. That's flipping the image right there. So this AFL autofocus lock button, this is like Cinderella's fairy godmother magic wand. This is a button that will put the unit into focus so that the focus doesn't kind of move in or out. It keeps it really, really still. So that's a very, very important button for you. So you'll be using this one a lot. So practice with it. Image flip is here, and then you have zoom buttons there. Now that we've covered some of the physical attributes of the unit, let's jump in and take a look at some of the software characteristics. Right here on the left-hand side of the screen, this is the archive. So it's accessed right here by this little button. So everything that you do in the HoverCam is automatically saved to your computer. Moving over here to the right-hand side of the screen is the annotate toolbar or wheels. So again, to access that, you click right here on annotate. It rotates right here by moving the mouse wheel, and you can pick a tool. You can see that we have these arrow tools and line tools. You have freehand tools as well. In order to change the characteristics of a line, if you look, here's the blue one. Look at the three dots right there. If I click right there, it says more options. And as that opens, you'll see I have a 24 million color palette, a number of colors to choose from. I can choose over here line thickness and so forth. So that's how I access those. There is also a typing tool here. To type, you would press that, bring the cursor on over, and then start typing. I'm typing here HoverCam, as you can see. So basically everything is there. In order to erase something, the way to erase is go to the pointer right there, click on that, then bring the pointer to the item you wish to erase. In this case, let's erase this pink line. If I click here, you'll see a box comes up. This allows me to actually move the unit if I want to move the artifact or the annotation. And there's an X right there. If I click on the X, it disappears. And if I just want to clear everything, there's a clear all button right here. So that covers annotate. Next, let's move to the tools at the bottom of the screen. The first one is the settings. So go ahead and click on that. And you'll see here are my settings for the camera, scanning or photographers, or photography I should say, recording, and then also the archive. On the camera setting, the default is 720p. We can choose a higher resolution setting if we want, but generally 720p works really well. Right here, you'll notice that the HoverCam has a microphone built in. So you want to use the HoverCam Solo 8 microphone to do all of our recording and everything. And if you have a classroom audio system with one of those lanyard mics, you can go ahead and select that, and you do that right there. The next tab you may use frequently, because this is where you can select right here the file formats of your photo. The default is JPEG, but I also have PNGs, TIFFs, bitmaps, GIF files, and also PDF. So if I want to scan directly into PDF, I can just select that right there. The next one is the recording tab. The default recording standard is a WMV file. We can select MP4 if we want. WMV works well. And I do have my recording speed set at 30 frames per second. The next is the archive. This is where I can select the default location of where everything is saved. So everything you do with the HoverCam is saved to your computer, but if you'd rather have it saved at a different location, such as an external drive or a thumb drive, you can go ahead and change the location of the archive folder right here under archive. So once everything's fine, I can click save and then go ahead and exit out of that. Moving along the toolbar, the next item is your crop tool. You'll use that a lot. So bring the mouse here, press, then just like any scanning or any cropping tool you've probably used before, you can go ahead and crop the image. And then right here, I'm going to take a snapshot of it. You'll notice right away a thumbnail popped up right here on the toolbar. You'll also notice in my archive right here also the image popped up. If I click on it, you'll see that the image pops up here in the archive. And from here I can create a PDF, I can OCR the document, we'll explain what that does later, and I can email and even print directly from here. To go back to the live camera, look over here in the upper left hand corner, right here where my mouse is, and you see the red camera icon. That will bring you back to the live camera, so I'm going to click on that. Let's go ahead and do this again with another document. So I'm going to bring, or I have here a document. This was a little flyer that was handed out at some professional development I went to last week. Let's say I want to go ahead and scan that and share that with someone. So I'm going to do the crop command right here. So I crop the image, line that up a little bit, and then go ahead and take a snapshot. So you'll see it right here. So by the way, I can drag and drop this into any document. So I'm going to show you how drag and drop works. So suppose I wanted just to email this flyer to a colleague. I'm going to go into my computer right here and open up email and then click on new email right here. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going back to Flex 10 software. I click right here on the archive and I drag and drop this right into the email. And there it is. It's right in the email message, so I can go ahead and send this to anyone. I could also drag and drop this to Word or anything else. Let me show you that. So I have it right here. Let's bring up, there's a Word document right here. So there's a Word. It could be PowerPoint or anything else. So I drag on the image and bring it over to Word, and let's see it there. So there it is. So using the HoverCam, you can go ahead and capture these images, and they're very, very easy to share. So I talked about OCR a moment ago. I'm going to go ahead and open this file up again in the archive. So here it is. And you'll notice up here I could email this flyer directly from here. Well, what OCR is a way to basically turn the text from this flyer right here into editable text. So you see you already have a scan of this flyer in the computer. Look what happens when I hit the OCR. I'm going to click on it right here. So a window comes up and you'll see on the right here I basically turned the scan text from this document into an editable file, and that was by clicking this button right here called OCR. I can then go ahead and either hit copy here or highlight it. So what I want to do is copy this, and remember I had this Word open earlier, and basically what I can do is go ahead now, bring this into an empty Word document, copy the text with my copy command, and then here's the text, and I can go ahead and edit it. All right, so let's go on back now to the program. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. And again, this red button will bring me back to the program. So I click on this, and I'm now back to my main camera. To make the crop go away, I click on it right here. The next command down here are controls. And basically, you have as much control over the HoverCam camera as you do one of those really expensive single reflex cameras. So right here, I've hit the control button. I'll do that right again for your benefit. So these controls come up. Generally, so you can adjust the brightness, the contrast. I was going to say that generally the HoverCam camera image looks really, really good, but you can fine tune it if you want. The white balance and everything else, you can really adjust it. If the colors get all messed up, don't worry, you see right here a reset button. Just click that, and that gets you back to the default settings. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera right side up there, and I'm going to exit out of this, and so that's the control module. The focus module is the next one. Click on that. This is really useful to use if you're up at an interactive whiteboard and you need to go ahead and from the whiteboard control the focus. So once again, you have your autofocus lock. Your select focus, by the way, allows you to focus the camera on any particular area of the screen. Let me give you an example. So here's a bottle of water I've just brought into the image. And you can see over here, it's not quite as in focus as the text. So in order just to have it select focus over here on the water, look what I'm going to do. I press select focus, then I move my cursor to the area of the screen I want to focus on. I click, and you'll see the camera has now focused on the nest of this water. So that's how the select focus works. The next button over right here is the zoom. So look what happens when I click here. A scroll bar comes up, and we can just go ahead, zoom in, and zoom out. And you can see that the HoverCam has a really, really good zooming capability. As a reminder, there's several ways to zoom. You have the buttons right here on the unit to zoom. That's one way. You also can use your mouse. So let me show you. Here's the mouse right here. Right here, you see the mouse wheel? If I use the mouse wheel with my finger and zoom in and out, I can do that. Once I've zoomed in, I can also pan by clicking and moving left or right. So that's how I can zoom and pan the image. For those of you with interactive whiteboards or also a touchscreen computer, if you use your pinching motion, either on the white screen or the interactive whiteboard, you can zoom in as well. You'll notice that when you zoom over here in the lower right-hand side of the computer screen, right down here, see that? There it gives you basically a representation of what you're zooming in. And look what happens when I click right there. It's another way to kind of pan. So that's just a little preview of the zoom. And I zoom out, and that'll disappear. I'm going to go ahead and clear this and clear my annotation. The next tool in the toolbar here is the view. Let's go ahead and click that. This we use to rotate the image. So I can click and rotate right there. So that's how that works. We can rotate left or right. We also have here our picture-in-picture. That's why you're seeing my face up here. If I click on that, then that'll make that disappear. So that's the view. The next one is the freeze command. So if I click on that, what I'm doing right now is I'm actually moving. You're seeing an image to the left of this data sheet, but I've moved it. And I've put back the red memo underneath the camera. When I'm ready to show it, I click the freeze button again, and it's unfrozen. So that's the freeze button. The next command is record, and I've been recording all of this training with the HoverCam using the screen capture mode. That's this one right here to the left. So to get to record, you first press this button here, and then the record commands come up. So to the left is screen capture. That's what you do when you want to show all of these menus and everything else. That's the screen capture. The next one over is video. That's the way to record full motion video with no lag, no delay using the HoverCam. And it's a really great tool for recording your lesson or snippets of a lesson. Maybe you're going to be out of school for a day and a sub is coming in and you want to record a lesson, you can go ahead and do that. Or for the kids who need extra review, you can record a lesson, post it to your website or post it to your Google Docs, and send a link to your kids so that they can go ahead and review the lesson. So it's a great tool for recording. This is a pause button. This I've used many times during the screen capture, if you've noticed. And this is the stop button, and this is the button to play back what you've recorded. The next one is the snapshot button. You've seen me use that earlier. So just take a snapshot of anything. It's a great tool for taking snapshot. The next function is called Slingshot. Let me show that to you. The next command to go over is called the Slingshot. That's the one right here. So when you click on that, what it does is it minimizes the image, which you can drag all over. And then you could also use that to actually capture an image and just click on it and drag it on over to the other program. So go ahead and play around with the Slingshot a little bit and you'll probably like it. The next is the split screen. So in order to illustrate that, I'm going to go ahead and take a snapshot right here of the data sheet. So I click right here. I've got a snapshot of the data sheet. Now look what happens when I hit split screen. Then I have on the left-hand side, right here, is a still image, the photo that I just took, and on the right is my live image. So this is very, very good for doing comparisons. So, and if I wanted to bring in another image, like so, here's the let's see, here is an image that I did earlier. It's a JPEG. If I click on that, that becomes the still image, and then I can go ahead and do comparison. To get out of split screen, I click right there. I want to go ahead and give you a fuller tour of the archive, but before doing that, you notice the screen mat here. That's included with the HoverCam. You don't have to use it. It's a courtesy positioning mat that you can use. So let's go on a tour of the full archive. So over here, you click on this tab to open up thumbnails of your recent videos, scans, everything else. And this arrow right here will bring you to the full archive. Once you open that up, you'll see you have all of the files here. You have all of the images that you've done. You have the videos right here. You have the stacked images. So everything is there. I'm going to go and show you how to stack an image. So if I go to image right here under my HoverCam Flex library and go to images, I can click on a number of these and I'm going to go ahead and, and stack them. So I've clicked on them and you see the stack command right here. So if I click on that, I've now stacked it. Here it is right here. So those images that were separate have now become one image. And they're located now in the stacks area. So if you see right here under stacks, here's a location of all of my stacks. To go back to the live camera, I press here. Now one of the things we haven't done yet is MultiScan. So I'm going to show you that next. So that's right here. This is what we do to take multiple images and put them into one PDF file. So the way to do that is I can start, well, that's through MultiScan. So let's go ahead and start by cropping an image. So I'm going to go ahead here and crop an area. And then what I'm going to do is take a number of documents let me show you here what I mean. So I've got a number of things here, some flyers and so forth. They're right here. So I'm going to convert all of these or scan them all into one PDF file. So I start by cropping, then I go to MultiScan, and right here is a timer. So I can go ahead right here and set the number of seconds between the intervals of when the camera takes a snapshot. So right now it's set for every 3 seconds it will take a snapshot. And the important thing is to click right here where it says Save as PDF. So click on that, and then when you're ready to go, hit Start. So there it goes. You see it's counting down 3, 2, 1. I can go ahead and turn this over to get the back side of that. I can go ahead now and take the other documents that I have right here and place them down. And at the end, I'm going to end up with one PDF file. Here's the last one right there. And after that one takes, we'll go ahead right here and hit Stop. So you'll notice right here, I have a thumbnail of the PDF. It's also here on the side as well. Let's go ahead and open that up. And you'll see that I have one single PDF file that has, let's zoom out here a little bit. So basically it has everything that I scanned right there. So all 5 pages into one PDF file. So this is just the Acrobat Reader. So that's how we multi-scan. There's another way to scan as well, and that's using this motion sensor. Now I know in the school, there are many schools, they have an experiment where you watch the butterfly emerge from the chrysalis, or the cocoon. And this is a way to capture that, like at midnight when no one is at the school, using this motion sensor. Likewise, there's another activity, many schools do it in the 1st grade, where they end up with an egg and they watch the baby egg hatch out of the chick. So use your imagination with me. I'm going to click here. I've gone from the timer to motion timer, and then I can go ahead and when I'm ready, hit Start. Now when I hit Start, nothing happens because it's waiting for motion. So let's use your imagination. There we go. Here's the baby chick, imagining. Or let's say, here's the butterfly flying out of the cocoon. And you see, then it will automatically take a snapshot. Likewise, I could go ahead and scan the multiple documents like this into one PDF file using this motion sensor. And if you don't see it counting down with motion, just go ahead and give it a little push there with your hand, and it'll automatically do that. So that's the motion sensor. We'll go ahead then and stop that. And to close, we can go ahead and close. And so here are all of the recent photos that I just did with the motion sensor. Our hope is after this training, you'll find that the HoverCam is your new teacher's pet. It's your new best friend in the classroom.